Drifting isn't easy. Even after drifting for a long time, there's always something new to learn. Now that CPM1 already has steering assist, I thought it'd be fun to show you some cool drifting tricks without assists while also sharing some tips that have helped me improve. Today, I'll be using my iconic Nissan Silvia S13 to show you some more advanced drifting techniques. Just a quick reminder, I've been drifting for a really long time, so some of these tricks might be above your current skill level. But don't let that stop you from practicing. That's how everyone gets better. Before you even start drifting, you need a good setup. I'll show you the setup I use on my S13, and if you're a beginner, I also have a more beginner-friendly drifting tutorial you can check out. I'm not going to waste your time, so here are all my settings. One thing that's really important is the wheel size. Huge credit to 211_CPM for this setup. Awesome dude. For tires, I'm running winter tires in the front and semi-slicks in the rear. Keep in mind that your tires wear down as you drift. As they wear out, they become smoother, which actually makes the car feel slower. If you want maximum speed again, you can always buy a fresh set. For the engine, I personally use the stock SR20, but if you want more power, you can also try the 1JZ or 2JZ. And of course, make sure you've bought all the best tuning parts for maximum performance. Now let's get into the drifting itself. First of all, use whatever controls you're already comfortable with. This setup is mainly built for tilt controls, but you can definitely try it with the others too. Also, make sure both TCS and ESP are turned off. You really can't drift properly with them enabled. Now let's talk about tire temperature. A lot of experienced drifters already know this, but warm tires completely change how the car behaves. Before I start drifting, I usually do a couple of donuts just to heat them up. I also think manual transmission is way better for drifting than automatic. You can use automatic, but I'd highly recommend learning manual if you want better control. Once the tires are warm, the car feels much smoother to drift. Mine are also almost completely bald, so don't expect your brand new tires to feel like this. Later in the video, I'll show you the difference, but first, let's practice some control. We'll start with highway drifting, and then move on to 360s. If you think you're already a pro drifter, try drifting on a completely straight road like this. Smoothly transition from left to right while keeping the car sliding the whole time. It's harder than it looks, but it improves your control a lot. Now for the 360. First, here's how it looks at full speed. Boom. Pretty satisfying, right? Now let's break it down. Turn hard in the direction you want to spin. Hold the clutch and keep the steering steady. As you get close to 180 degrees, quickly turn the wheel all the way in the opposite direction. The car will continue spinning by itself, and just before it finishes the rotation, do a clutch kick to stop the spin and drive away. It's such a fun trick, and it'll probably make your friends jealous. Who knows, maybe Red Bull will sign you next. Haha. I haven't really tested this on automatic yet, so it probably works a bit differently. Now let's talk about high-speed drifting. Drifting this fast through wide corners can be pretty intimidating at first. As you can see, I'm still a little scared to add more angle here. We're doing around 100 kilometers per hour. This is amazing practice for car control, and it also burns through your tires pretty quickly if you're trying to wear them down like mine. But once everything starts to click, drifting becomes ridiculously fun. Honestly, one of the best feelings is reaching the point where you're actually controlling every slide instead of just reacting to it. That's when drifting really becomes addictive. Now let me show you why manual transmission is so good. When the car starts to over-rotate and you want to quickly transition to the other side, you can use a clutch kick. It makes transitions much faster and gives you way more control. One thing to remember, if you're driving manual, always hold the clutch when using the handbrake. I actually used to rely on the handbrake all the time, but as I got more experience, I started using clutch kicks instead. They're faster, smoother, and once you learn them, they feel much better. Now let's compare that to brand new tires. These are at 100% condition, and I've warmed them up a little. Right away, you can tell the car feels way more responsive. Actually, a lot more responsive. It also carries way more speed. This is a pretty narrow Touge road, and we're already doing around 70 kilometers per hour. It's definitely faster, but the downside is that it's much harder to keep everything smooth. It feels like twice the work, but honestly, it's still a ton of fun. Now that we've covered the basics, let me show you some fun drifting stunts you can try yourself.